So I had a fantastic question for one of my students in executivefunctionlab.com. And one of my students was, we do co-working, and one of my students was asking, I want to be able to manage my life better, manage projects better. I want to know how to feel more organized and feel more on top of things. How do I manage everything? And so it was a fantastic question. And for middle and high school students, and obviously beyond, project management is something that kids need to really, life is project management, and homework and school is project management, getting a job is project management. So how do we help students do this? So I went over four ideas with this student and helped them choose one. But today I'm going to show you one of these ideas. I'm going to show you exactly how it works. It's super easy. I'm going to give you some very, very clear, solid examples of how you can apply this, how you can use this, so that you can walk away from this video knowing exactly what to do. And what's up? My name is Seth Perler. I'm an executive function coach. Wear a lot of hats in the executive function, ADHD, neurodiversity, 2E worlds. And this student asked such a great question because the student has the wisdom and the maturity to say, hey, I care about myself. I want to know how to make my life easier, how to have better executive function, how to have more choices for myself. I really want to be able to do this. And this was such a great question. And usually I get high schoolers and college students set up with some sort of project management software or way to manage things so that their life becomes easier. And as I said, I showed this student four things, but I'm going to show you one of these things that's free, that's easy for everybody, and again, how to use it. So the tool that we're going to be using today is called Google Keep. Google Keep. If you just look up Google Keep, it's free. If you have a Gmail account, it is associated with your account. It's already there. So I have a fake one. I use this myself, but this is one that I set up to show you today exactly how it works. So if you go into your email inbox for Google and you look in the upper right-hand corner, you will find Google Keep. There's actually a few ways to find it within your email. It's really cool because you can actually see it on the side of your email and turn it on and off and use it for project management and planning. So for kids who don't like to plan or don't know how to use planners or are really resistant to planners, this can also be a really helpful tool. So this is Google Keep. You log into Google Keep and I just have it on dark version, but you're gonna see it on the light version when you first turn it on. And yours is gonna be a blank slate. So imagine none of these rectangles here. You're not gonna see those when you start. And this is what it's going to look like. And I'm not going to go too into depth, but I'm going to give you some of the key basics that I do use with a lot of students. So first of all, the way that you start is you click take a note, and it's a little not intuitive here because it starts here with a note rather than the title, but I like to give them a title for whatever we're doing, and you can start to take a note here. So we're just going to take a note with a whole bunch of letters, put a whole bunch of letters up here, and then we can change the color of it. We can change it to have some fancy icon here. We can change it to whatever we want. And I'm going to leave it like that and click back in here. You can add collaborators, you can use reminders, you can add images, archive things. And one thing that I use quite a bit is the show check boxes. You can show check boxes so that you can check it off so that it shows a completed item, or you can have it just be text and you can hide the check boxes. And you can add it to Google Docs really easy. It's fantastic. So now let's say that I just made this note. It popped it down here because I didn't pin it. These are pinned notes. So what you can do is you can actually go back up here into the upper right-hand corner and you can pin things. And I like to do that with students because that way they can prioritize the most important things on the top. And I'm just going to show you a bunch of ways to use it so that you can figure out which ones you want to use. And for those of you students out there, feel free to pause the video as many times as you want as you start setting this up. So again, there are many different types. There's one called Google Tasks, there's Google Keep, there's something called Notion, there you can use a Google Doc. There's all sorts of ways to manage things. This is just one super easy, simple tool. So in this case, I made one called Urgent, To Do, Errands, and Money. So let's say that urgent Number one is submit my English paper by noon. That's an urgent thing. I want it red. I like the color red for urgent. It's in my face. It's annoying. I want to see urgent first. Next, get my job application turned in. You can pop emojis in here. So, and let's say that I submitted my English paper, I can cross it off and track everything. So that's my urgent. The next one is just to-do list. This is just general to-do list that you can use. Get a birthday gift from my cousin, science homework, page 46, work on my draft for 30 minutes. So there's some things that you can add there. Let's say that I have some errands. Let's say that I need a new toothbrush, I need a blue folder, need some new guitar strings. So you can track errands there. Now, I do use this for errands all the time. This is the number one way because it syncs with the phone and it's just a really beautiful design on the phone. It's super easy. So whenever I'm running errands and I got to keep track of things, I keep all of that information right here. It's just the easiest way in the world to track to grocery lists, errands, things like that. So then I have one for money. So let's say that I paid $100 fee for a trip to something. And let's say that I said I used a check. And let's say I use check number 1234. You can track all these sorts of things. My friend owes me $10. You can keep track of that. If you're like me and you're forgetful, you can say, oh, I lent somebody $10. They said they pay me back. My phone bill is due on the 15th of every month. That's $89. So you can have different notes about money on here. Now, let's say that you have a social studies project coming up and you want a note just for that project, not even for the class, but for the project. You can type notes in here. Let's say that you randomly think of a great idea for this project and you don't want to forget it. You can pop open the app and pop your notes right in here for that. You can pop bibliography notes. Again, you can transfer this to a Google Doc, but it's just so easy to do on the go. If your teacher says something in class, you can open this up right in class, type in what the homework is or what the reminder is right there. So then you can have a general one for school for all sorts of random things. You can have someday ideas. So let's say that someday you want to, for me, for example, someday I want to learn a certain solo on guitar that's really hard, takes a lot of time, but I know I'm not going to be doing that in the next several months. But someday I want to do that. Someday I want to, maybe you want to buy a car someday or a motorcycle or this or that. But your hobbies, interests, goals, things like anything you want, this is a good category you can make. Random ideas, just random ideas. Oh, I want to get a fun summer job. I'm going to be on the lookout for ideas for jobs. So you could just put random stuff in there. Maybe you have a routine for the morning or for the evening or for workouts. Like you can add stuff in there. Maybe you like to research things on the internet and you're researching guitars, different websites, your hobbies, your interests, projects that you're working on. Now, you can also have them just for your hobbies. So like this one's for guitar. Maybe I want to practice scales, but I'm going to show you, this is pretty cool too. If I want to watch this guitar lesson, for example, it keeps the YouTube video right there. And then you can just click that link right there and it'll open it up straight to the video that you want. So this is a great way to store even stuff like that. So that is Google Keep. There's way more to it than that. But for students with executive function challenges, ADHD, 2E students who struggle with getting the important things done, and where we struggle with a lot of resistance and planning and organizing and things like this is an amazing way to track important categories in your life in terms of not getting some fancy bit of software. Like, it's a really simple but very powerful tool that I've used with a lot of students. So I want to encourage you to check that out. Again, my name is Seth Perler, and I wear a lot of hats in the executive function world. I have a site, sethperler.com. You can get freebies, executivefunctionsummit.com. I have a free summit every year. It's coming up this year. And I have executivefunctionlab.com, my community of amazing families and teachers who are helping each other on their journeys of supporting kids. So take care. Check out sethperler.com. Give it a thumbs up and a like and all that stuff. But seriously, if you have a comment or a tip or a different type of project management idea, or a way to use Google Keep, or any ideas to make life easier and executive function easier for students you care about, pop it in the comments. Let us know. Help us out as well. Take care, everybody. Want to wish you peace of mind. Want to wish you joy in your heart. Most of all, want to wish you connection with the people you care about, particularly the kids in your life. Take care.